My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Today is January 28, 2026. It is 11:13 a.m. So I'm gonna break right now. So I have some tweets to share with you. So I'm just gonna go and record them. Where is the list? Okay, let's hope it doesn't be more than 30 minutes. All right, let's go on X. Oh, is that the first one? 14, 16. I know I have this on the list. It's not. It's I think next. First tweet. Alright, this hit me different. Everything they have endured, look at their names on the big screen. It shows you if you have faith small as a mustard seed, God will bring it to pass. Everything that enemy threw up against them, God put up a standard against it. Archewell Production. Okay, so that was during the screening. Look at all those people there. In association with Archewell Production. Any comments? When I first saw it, there wasn't that many comments. Alright. They've worked very hard over the past 5 years to get here. Against all odds, sabotage by the royal family, firm, hate, bad campaign from UK tabloid and media, all to smear their names and those who dare working with them. Now, their household names with a professional and philanthropic legacy. Yeah, when I read some of those tweets, where the derangers keep on saying that oh, they just plastered in, I mean anything negative, okay, just anything negative. But Meghan, if you hear the speech that Meghan did during the screening, she gave credit where credit was due, including the filmmaker. Alright, she even mentioned her kids who gave her the idea or a mission. What word did she use? A mission. Alright, amen. That's an ad. Amen to that. Amen. Okay, so this is, no, that's all. Alright, let me stick to my list. Okay, so this one, I guess that's all the papers, well, not all, but a good portion of the papers, the tabloid was talking about it. It's always a world headline when Harry and Meghan show up the good. Let's see, can I see it bigger? Alright, Japan, Vogue Japan, Town and Country, Vogue, I don't know, is this, Georgian, something else I cannot see, Comic Basics, Paris Match, Harper Bazaar, Vanity Fair. I'm always forgetting the 3 tabloids that Harry had invited during the Travelist thing in New York. It was Vanity Fair. What was the other one? Town and Country. I just saw it. Is it Harper Bazaar? Okay, it's 3 of them. I'm always missing one. Alright, so there's all of these. That's what the squad was saying. Look at this. Hello Magazine, Hollywood, and some USA Today, Yahoo, some other ones. Okay, so there's no comment. Next to it, I think this is a I think this is a video. On APTS Sussex, I saw a video that I did on the 25th, and I was checking my numbers in terms of when I was working on thumbnails, and I wanted to put the right number, and I was like, what happened to certain number? Why I'm skipping certain thing? I never uploaded, and I think this is the one that's up right now. Yeah, 47. If you look at further. So pretty much what I was explaining is that I was making thumbnails for one of my videos, and I realized I skip a number in terms of episode, season, whatever I'm up to, and episode whatever. I realized I skipped a number, and when I went on my back end, YouTube back end, and I realized I didn't uploaded it. So that's what I was explaining, that I failed to upload a video which once I uploaded, it was out of sequence in terms of the time that I made it public. That's all. Sequence. Okay, so next tweet. Okay, American soldier talks Prince Harry's time in Afghanistan. How good of a soldier was Prince Harry during his time in Afghanistan? Colonel Bill Connor, the American soldier who served with the royal himself, shared detail. I already put this on a short video. Okay, I'm not sure which channel that I put it in, but I already made it into a short video. Okay, it's a 1:03 screenshot. Okay.
He was a second lieutenant. He was not Prince Harry. He was just Harry. It was interesting that, you know, someone who's that far up in the royal family would have been that sort of humble in the way he presented himself. He seemed pretty serious about his job. I'm an American. I have no reason to sort of toot his horn, if you will, what I saw. And what I saw is that someone who was from a very obviously elite background and rich background, and yet they cast it aside, came down range, got shot at, put his life on the line, led by example, and it was impressive. I mean, you know, being an American, I had to be impressed. One of the mornings I was there, I was working out, Prince Harry was working out, and there was a siren that went off about, you know, these missile attacks that came in. Looked over at each other, just kind of laughed for a second of the preposterous situation of, you know, attempting to work out and a, you know, missile attack.
Okay, there's a picture of him with Harry. Okay, I think that was it.
It was
okay, there's this. Everyone, including the bats, need to shut the F up about Prince Harry's service. Proof he was in the middle of the shit in Afghanistan. He also flew the Apache and killed to save soldiers' lives. American soldiers talk Prince Harry's time in Afghanistan. NBC Boston, there's all of that. Okay, everything that Harry does, these people try to undermine him. They try to undermine him. He knows the truth. He did what he had to do. It wasn't him who created the mission. If the Rangers wants to focus on things, they need to look at who created the narrative for Harry to go to Afghanistan. Who created the mission? Why did he have to go? He was just a soldier who was taking orders. Okay? But I don't know. It's very sad. God help us. God help us. Next tweet. Okay. When Harry accepted this humanitarian award over a decade ago, everyone cheered him on because he was accepting it as a member of the British royal family and still represented the crown and country. When Harry was honored with the Pat Tillman Award for the work in the exact same field, he was bullied, ridiculed, and lambasted as undeserving. Why? Because he was accepting it as a private citizen. Doing the work as a private citizen, the UK and British royal family couldn't take claim to it, so they had to attack him for it. I'm telling you, the UK is master for that mind thing. The king can't speak without permission, which begs the question, why have a king at all? Thankfully, good King Harry could and did. Not the first time he's spoken about how British and US soldiers fought and died together in victors' games. Is it a short video? I don't know how long it is. I don't know if it's a short or a 3-minute video that I put out today's date, the 28th, where I come across a video where it's comparing ICE with IDF. And I don't know if any of you remember, in one of my recent videos, and I said, the moment that I saw Trump won the election, he had already won the election. It's like he's already in office, right? The first few weeks he was in office of last year, around this time, he got out of the limousine, and one of his bodyguard had, what do you call that thing those Jews put on their head? They have a name for it. I remember when I was talking about it in that specific video, I searched for it. He had it, and I was like, oh my God, some of those bodyguard or those people who were doing their crazy stuff in the Middle East, and he brought them here. So now some of these who probably in the US doing their nonsense, I'm not surprised because I've already called it. And these people are heartless. The thing that I was seeing in the Middle East, they were laughing, they're shooting without looking. They didn't care. So what I saw happen to that young man in Minnesota, it's unquestionable. It's unimaginable. It's everything that these people are not human without a second thought. There's a video that I share with you, which I came across on Twitter, where they're teaching those young Jews how to hate on other groups of the Palestinian. When they see them, I mean, they start them young. They really start them young. They are raising little monsters. It's unbelievable. Oh my God, our world. Okay, so that's that. Oh my God, this is too small. When I'm editing, I'll increase it. Can I see the highlighted? The purpose of Harry's visit was to accept a humanitarian award from the Atlantic Council for his work with the wounded service members. Alright, so, okay, I'll just read only the highlighted. We thought it was an enormously positive message that a person of the highest privilege imaginable has chosen a career path in the military. Alright, the last one. British and American forces train together, fight together, and tragically, some are wounded and some die together, said Harry, calling for continued cooperation between the country's armed forces and reminding the audience that a warrior's struggle does not end when he or she leaves the battlefield. Okay, so that's that. Any comments? Alright, let's see here. He was cheated because he was not married to a biracial woman. Then he was bullied because he is now married to a biracial woman. Alright, that's why this concerned nonsense is sickening. These are the people that made a difference. Alright, Thomas Marco Ministry. Okay, so there's that. I don't want to talk about that. That manufactured drama from Pat Tillman's mother was just sad. But I did find it delightful that Harry was still kind and gracious even to his hater. They are jealous of Harry. They will be forever. But Harry moves forward with his head held high and majestic. That's the essential thing. That's the heart. It's how authoritarian regime work. Royal family is an authoritarian terrorist and they don't spare even their own. There's the heart here. Just look what's happening in the US right now. Just look. God help us. Next tweet. Oh my God. Okay, so let's pause this. Okay, Sky News press preview. Discussion on why there's no prominent press article on Prince Harry's defense of the veterans. But of course, the British media won't front page this, as that reminds the public of the outspoken hero with a backbone that Harry is, and probably will embarrass Prince William and King Charles, who is commander of the armed forces but has been silent. Quote, Harry's statement will be very significant for the bereaved because they do see Harry as one of theirs, and they will respect and be grateful for his intervention. I feel for Harry on this. He has so many forces ranged against him. Huge segment of the media are shutting him out now because they've gone Team Charles. Okay, host, quote, we did a lot of the okay, so she pretty much quoting what some of the people in the video are saying. Alright, so let's watch. This was posted on the 23rd, so I'm way behind. I had that on the list, never got a chance to record it. So just in case some of you care. Alright.
One last thing, it's not really in the papers. I'm a bit surprised by that, but there's no pictures of Prince Harry, who spoke out about it earlier on this evening, very much condemning Donald Trump's comments. How much of an impact do you think that will be? How significant?
The thing is, I think it will be very significant for the bereaved, because they do see Harry as one of theirs, and they will respect and be grateful for his intervention. But I mean, and I feel for Harry on this. He's got so many forces ranged against him. Huge segments of the British media are just shutting him out now because they've gone Team Charles. then his kind of traditional supporters will be people like us at The Guardian, and we're not big royalists, so we don't really go
it's
there.
always been a bit beyond, because, you know, he founded the Invictus Game back in 2014. It's obviously something that he's always felt very, very strongly.
Oh yeah, I certainly wouldn't say there was anything inauthentic about his feelings about it. I just don't think he's going to get he's not going to get the kind of showcase that he would ordinarily have got.
He may not do if he does it once, but my point would be, this is the Harry that we love. This is the Harry that we miss. And if he decides this is what he wants his public life persona to be about, then he will be re-embraced by the British public, I have no doubt. If he
I don't know what this guy was trying to say about the public will re-embrace Prince Harry. The racists or whoever dislike Harry will always dislike Harry. But the well-minded individuals around the world, especially in the UK, they love Harry for who he is. Harry will have to do something really, really out of this world, out of his typical things for people to dislike him. So I don't understand what this guy is saying by the people will re-embrace him. The one who don't like him already don't like him. Okay? For just being himself and doing the right thing. So I don't know what he meant by re-embrace him. His brother don't even like him because of jealousy and Harry's better than him. So the people who hate him now will never... I don't know what Harry will have to do for them to like him. He will have to... I guess Harry will have to forget about himself, just kiss their butt. Even if he does that, they will still not like him. So I don't understand what he meant that the people will re-embrace him. But anyway, let's get back to the original recording.
determines that this is the sort of thing he wants to take a stand on, rather than some of the other activity, promoting some social media activity that their new venture is off on the West Coast. If he decides this is what that he's about, I think he will have a very profound impact for himself as well as for the rest of
He
us.
can't just go to war with Trump as his new public
No, I
persona.
mean, if he doesn't have to be at war with Trump in order to speak up for veterans, their issues, their interests, with someone who has real standing in this. He had 2 tours, and the people of that community speak much more highly of him than than they did about even before all the issues, Prince Andrew.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we did a lot of interviews throughout the day with veterans, and obviously they were all quite touched, I think, by the fact that Prince Harry had spoken out. Well, it's certainly a story that's not going to go away anytime soon. Let's take a look at...
The statement was so simple. Why they making it a war? Okay, let me read some of the comments. Who are these two? Because the woman is duplicitous and the man is nasty. The British media is not shutting out this because their team Charles, their team vilify Harry. That nasty, there's the AZZ word. Men dismissing the work Harry with Parents Network, mental health, plus he's never stopped supporting the troops. I don't know them. The woman must write for The Guardian left center paper, but she's right though. Television news reported Harry's statement, but the tabloid did not. I think that's because of what she said. It put Harry up as an outspoken hero and shamed Charles, who is... oh my God, it's long. Charles, where is it? It put Charles up as an outspoken hero and shamed Charles, who is commander of the forces, but has been silent. The man is right-wing royalist. It follows their typical line that Harry coming back to how he was before will see him back to glory. Of course, he will ignore all Harry's good and underreported work since becoming a non-working royal. The interview authority, PR consultant Alex Dean, and The Guardian columnist Zoe Williams. The former pretty much lives down to the typical Tory stereotype. What an ignoramus. It was the silence from the Buckingham Palace that handed Prince Harry the floor, and Prince Harry was absolutely right to fill the space, speak out. If the US doesn't care about protocol, then why is the palace worried about it? Alright, let's leave that alone. I almost forgot what was this topic about because it was since last week. I had these tweets for a while. Okay, I have like 4 or 5 more. Alright, next tweet. They never stop giving Harry and Meghan power. Apparently, Harry has the ability to not only chase away the Prince of Wales, but also can force President of the United States to make a statement attacking British vets, just so he can make a statement about it while Chuck and Will sit on the sideline. All right, let's see here. That was back in 23, January 23. Do you imagine how much power Harry has and how jealous William is to leave town when Harry's around? Not even just stay home, but literally leave town. I did show you some videos where he was being booed, and I think there was a guy in the crowd who said something about Prince Andrew, and then the security walk up to the guy. There's only 3 responses. Only one of them has earned the right to speak. Harry serves in combat. Charles and William never did. They were medals without experience and issue statement without sacrifice. When it comes to defending the British military, only a war veteran's voice has credibility. Harry is a veteran and U.S. resident. He has the right to speak, but no obligation. How they think a private citizen who isn't in the orbit of the Trump cabal can affect change is beyond me. The thing is that, okay, Harry, I'm not speaking for him, but the way that I see it, he has the platform. He created the Invictus for vets, okay? So, in other words, and plus he has the experience, like some of the tweets says. He feel like with his platform for supporting and helping veterans of all walks of life, doesn't matter which part of the world you are, well, whoever's part of the Invictus, I don't know. But because of his platform, he feel like because they were putting those guys down. Remember, with Invictus, not only the physical thing that he's helping them with, also the mental. So to have someone to minimize their hard work, their sacrifice, it could play a role in their mind. So Harry felt like, in my humble opinion, he had the platform to speak against it. And the thing that he said was pretty general. Okay? In a way, I think he was defending all of the vets, especially those who are part of the Invictus. And if he didn't say anything, okay, what good would Invictus be? Because Invictus is there to help those vets to deal with their issues, the mental aspect, especially after they did the ultimate sacrifice. Some don't even make it, and those who are alive are still struggling. And there are some who still trying to cope with the fact that their whole body is not the same when they first joined the military. And then for this guy who didn't even serve, have the guts, the audacity to put them down. So I felt like Harry felt, not only because of his platform, his experience, and he's encountered the things that he speak with those people, the children, those participants who joined the military, who speak with them, the things that they deal with, so he understand them. So because of his platform, I think he felt like he had to say something on behalf of them to a certain extent. That's my humble opinion. Because if he didn't say anything, most people would be like, where was he? What does Invictus stand for? Or something like that. Okay? So, and he didn't even attack Trump personally. It's just that he put the statement that these people did the things that then this guy is putting them down. And Trump has a habit of just diminish anybody that he felt like he could diminish. All right, so that's that. That's a bit of a stretch. If Harry has so much power, which is ridiculous, why is he crying in court, hoping that his father and brother will reach out to him and asking at the end of the day if anyone has called? The king and his heir cannot be bothered with the toxic Harry. All right, let's go to the next. They want to give Harry as many powers as possible when it suits them, and then take away all his powers when it suits them as well. Alright, I put this, but I think it continues up. Alright, what was this about? The defenders of the monarchy are exhausting because they get to pick and choose, just like I was saying. I completely forgot about this. Just like the monarchy does. When something suits them, it isn't political. When something doesn't, it is political and they cannot come in. When something goes wrong, the palace is helpless. When something goes right, the palace is all powerful. That is true. Alright, what was she responding to? Okay, so that's her and that's her tweet. Royalists are going to claim that Charles can't make a statement because it's too political. In a few months, they will also claim that him traveling to the US is not political. See how this works? And that was one of the commentators in one of those UK TVs when Harry's statement came out, and all of a sudden they say one member of the royal family. I was like, wait a second, are they putting Harry under, even though he is still part of the royal family, but because the stand that Harry took was not part of a working royal, so they should not be putting him under the royal family for that aspect. Similar to when they say he cannot use HRH when he's outside of whatever perimeter in the US doing his own thing. But anyway, these people will get you confused. They will get you even confused with some simple words. You will have to look up those words. All right, let's continue. I am no supporter on the monarchy, but you need to understand a constitutional monarchy. Prince Charles could never speak out regarding what President Trump said. You need to pick your battle. No matter what Charles, William, or Kate does, there is always an excuse at the ready. That is true. Absolute buffoonery that they are making excuses as to why he can put out a message of support to his own military. All right, let me see. There was 5 comments here. All right, I disagree. I think Charles will have to coordinate with Downstreet, but I think because he's apolitical, his statement will have weight and gives Stormer cover to keep negotiating behind the scenes while someone speaks up for those who fought. Harry's statement does the same. All right, he shouldn't be head of the armed forces then, or head of the Church of England. Really should not be high up in the Church of Scotland. Actually, there really shouldn't be any monarchy. Look at the court circular and see how born idle they all are. He can, as commander-in-chief, issue a statement supporting them, or he could do so without mentioning Trump. And yeah, I agree. Silence display a lack of support and backbone.
So when we're being told for the last 6 years, we can't put a statement out to protect you, but you do it for other members of the family, there becomes a point when silence is betrayed.
He openly speaks up to support religion and cultures who are criticized. Why not his forces? Yeah, because those men and women pretty much there to serve him, the military. So why can't he speak up to protect their dignity at least? All right, next tweet, I have 2 more. Oh my god, this is old topic. Prince Harry, Duke of Sussex, who served 2 tours of duty in Afghanistan, as reported by the BBC, issued a statement emphasizing that the sacrifices made by NATO troops in Afghanistan deserve to be articulated truthfully and with respect. That's a very simple thing. All right, you could pause and read this, okay? There he is over there. Okay, where the F is our king. All right, that was back in January 23, 2026. Well done, Prince Harry, for always standing on honor and truth, and for your selfless service to others. With Princess Meghan by your side, you always set the record straight. Lead a bold example for Prince Archie and Princess Elizabeth. All right, so there's some images. Gala 2025. There's his statement again. You could pause and read it. That's him and the kids, the whole family volunteering. Oh my god, I feel like eating some cookies right now, but I can't. Yesterday I went to the doctor. I knew not to eat anything, but I was so hungry, and sometimes when I go, they don't really need for me to take blood tests, but I ate because I was gonna go to the gym afterward, and the doctor said, oh, we need to check your blood for certain things. I was like, damn, I can't take it because I ate something before I came, and I'm gonna go today. Since I drank my coffee, when was that? Did I drink the coffee? When I was recording earlier today in the AM hours. And I haven't drank anything with the exception of water, which I have right next to me. All right, next tweet. Prince Harry says sacrifices by NATO troops in Afghanistan deserve respect instead of their insult after Trump comments. Prince Harry served British Army for more than 10 years as a military officer. He was deployed twice in Afghanistan for 10 weeks. Okay. It's extremely interesting to compare the number of likes this post has to the much lower number of negative replies. Also interesting to note that most of the mourners miraculously seems to know someone who serves with Harry and use a similar script. Prince Harry is a hero. Where the F is our king. There's all of that. Okay, so this is my last one. There's so many other things that's going on on Twitter. Politics and all of that. Okay, Canadian. Oh. Okay, so this, what I should have recorded when it was fresh. So that was in January 24. They were saying that I think Trump was gonna deploy military to, where was that, Greenland or something like that. So people from this was going trending, that how cool it is, and how some people in Canada were just walking around as if it's another day. The cold wasn't bothering them. And in particular, with this journalist here struggling, this is hilarious. -9 is light jacket weather or hoodie weather in Canada. That's the laugh here. Let's listen to him. Even Torontonian are laughing at this CNN reporter's encounter with Greenland's harsh condition. Okay, so let's listen. That's -9 degrees.
It's really hard to do justice to the weather conditions in a video, but I've got my warmest polar mitts on. I've got 4 layers of trousers on here. And if you look out to sea, you can see the winds bordering icebergs onto the coast here. It's whipping the snow up here. We're the only ones standing around on this hill. It's -9 degrees Celsius, about 15 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's going to get colder. The conditions in Nuuk in Greenland are harsh to say the least. Denmark reinforcing its troops 200 miles north of here. That's inside the Arctic Circle. They are going to be facing some really extreme weather up here.
So really that's pretty much that. People were talking about it. I don't have time to go over all of it. Okay, -17. You know, that's all. I put the trend link. Okay, Canadians laugh at CNN reporters harsh -9 degrees Celsius Greenland chill. Nick Robertson reported live from Nuuk on January 19 amid NATO tension and Trump's push to buy Greenland. Bundle up against whipping winds and ice. The clip drew chuckles from Canadians enduring extreme cold warnings, with winds chill hitting -50 degrees Celsius in places like was that Saskatchewan? Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. And -38 degrees Celsius in Bancroft. Ontario users call -9 degrees Celsius hoodie weather or light jacket temperature, sharing weather apps at tales of barbecues and errands on far worse condition. The fun contrast highlights Canadians' tough winter grit as Arctic air lingers. Okay, so that was pretty much that. Okay, so that is it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. So this is the video that I posted sort of late. It was out of sequence. I just realized I never uploaded it. I spent time editing it, never uploaded. Alright, so that's it. Thank you for watching.
Wanaka. It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life.
You are all in this together, and if I may speak personally, we are all in this together, because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better.